The meaning of remembering God. In essence, the main task of humans in the life of this world is to serve Allah SWT. In Surah Al An'aam verse 162, Allah says, "Indeed, my prayers, my worship, my life and my death are only for Allah alone." As a human being who professes faith, one form of faith is to believe and believe 100% in the Holy Qur'an, as a guide, commandment, handbook and guidance for our life in the world. Therefore, it is obligatory for us to always adhere to the Qur'an, by reading, understanding, and practicing all the rules and commandments of Allah SWT in the Qur'an. Remembering Allah is one of the commandments of Allah in the Qur'an, among them in Surah Al Baqarah verse 152. Remember you to me, I will remember, also, you. Remembrance of Allah can actually be felt and embedded forever throughout life through intellect and mind, as well as to the heart, feelings and spirit or spirit. However, remembering Allah with intellect and mind alone will not be embedded in the heart, feelings, and soul. Remembering Allah in that way will only last for a moment, and then easily forget about it. Tafakkur Islamic meditation, TMI, has a method or way to remember Allah, which will be felt and embedded throughout life in the inner heart, namely remembering Allah with the concentration of mind on the word Subhana, which is in the system of breathing, which is the essence of life. When we concentrate on doing breathing while reciting the words of Subhana, we have to completely forget all the memories and events of the world, to remember only Allah SWT. So remembering Allah for Muslims who have faith, is actually not the will of man himself, but is a command from Allah SWT as the creator and owner of all mankind and the universe. In Surah Al An'aam verse 45, Allah says, "And indeed remembering Allah is more important than other worships. And Allah knows what you do." In some surahs, Allah always reminds us to always remember Him, among them are Surah An-Nisa verse 4. Remember God when standing, when sitting and when lying down. Surah Al-Insan verse 25 and verse 26. And say, remember, in your heart in the morning and evening. And remember to Him in part of the night, then prostrate to Him and glorify Him in a long part of the night. Surah Al-Araf verse 205. And mention, remember, your Lord in your hearts with humility and fear, and by not raising your voice, in the morning and evening, and do not be among those who are negligent. Surah Al-Hazir verse 19. And do not be like those who forget Allah, then Allah made them forget themselves. The command to pray is also always said by Allah in several surahs, which among others are. Allah says in Surah Ath-Thur verse 49. And glorify, remember, to Him at some point in the night and at the setting of the stars, at dawn. In Surah Kahf verse 39 and verse 40, Allah says, and glorify while praising your Lord before sunrise and sunset. And glorify Him in the night and every prayer is completed. Allah says in Surah Al-Hadid verse 1. All who are in the heavens and those who are on the earth glorify Allah. And He is the mighty, the wise. In Surah Al-Hazir verse 1, Allah says, all that is in the heavens and all that is in the earth glorifieth Allah, and He is the mighty, the wise. Allah says in Surah At-Tagabun verse 1. Praise be to Allah what is in the heavens and what is on the earth. Only Allah has all government and all praise, and He is almighty over all things. In Surah Al-Jumu'ah, Allah says, always glorify Allah what is in the heavens and what is on the earth. The King, the most holy, the most powerful and the most wise. According to Abadili, do not let people forget themselves from remembering God, forgetting God because of the life of the world, wealth, children, and wives, as well as from the busyness of business, work, and activities of the world that we do every day. It is a great loss for the human being because of his own actions, so that Allah forgets him, and Allah does not want to be remembered by that man. As Allah SWT says in the Holy Book of the Qur'an, Surah Al-Jathiyah verse 23. So have you ever seen a person who makes his lust as his God, and God allows him